taking the stage. We've studied the Baroque, the arts and the plays, the wigs and the corsets, we do it in style.
It's all for a laugh, make it worth all the while. We're here to perform a play, so let's be clear.
It's our rehearsal, the curtain is up here. The jokes may be grand, over 100 years old.
We're all in on it, that's what we've been told. It's comedy, it's history, all in one.
We'll twist the old tale and have some fun. So sit back, relax, enjoy the play's game. We're bold in our strokes, and that's the play's name.
Alright everybody, Act 1, Scene 1. Cut against the Colonel, the Freeman, and Mr. Sackwood. Places, please.
Come, Colonel, His Majesty's out. You're as melancholy as if you were in love. I wish some degrees of bath had snapped your heart.
Perhaps you may be able to serve me, Freeman. The lady told me herself she was under the charge of 4 persons.
Odd so. Is Mrs. Anne Lovely?
The same. Do you know her?
Nowhere. I faith, Colonel. Your condition more desperate than you imagine. Why, she's the talk and pity of the whole town, and it's the opinion of the learned that she must die a maid. Sorry, I had too many earlier. The landlady which keeps for her. She's a very honest wench and may be of use to you. We'll send for her to take a glass with us, and she'll give you the whole history. It's worth your hearing. Ah, sack butts! Take a glass with us. Oh, more, here we go. Just maximum the friends of the bottle, but as long as Mitchell's in company, one may be sure of good wine.
Sir, you shall be sure to have as good wine as you send in.
Do you know Mistress Lovely, Mistress Sackbutt?
Know her? Aye, poor Nancy. I have carried her to school many a frosty morning. Her father, my old master, was the most whimsical, out-of-the-way tempered man I've ever known. As you will guess by his last testament and will, this was his only child. I've heard him wish her dead 1,000 times.
Why so?
He hated posterity, you must know, and wished the board were to expire with himself. He used to swear if she had been a boy, he would have qualified him for the opera.
'Tis a very unnatural resolution in a father.
Well, he died worth 30,000 pounds, which he left to his daughter, provided she married, with the consent of her guardians, but that she might be sure never to do so. He left her in the care of 4 men as opposite to each other as light and darkness. Each has his quarterly rule, and 3 months in a year, she is obliged to appease the subject to each of their humors, and they are pretty different, I assure you. She's just come from Bath.
'Twas there I saw her.
This is most true, sir. I'll give you a short description of the men and leave you to judge of the poor lady's condition. One is a kind of a virtuoso, silly, half-witted fellow, but positive himself, fond of nothing but what is antique and foreign, and versus goes with the fashion of the last century. Those born travelers, that's very
That must be a rare old fellow.
And there is a change broker, the fellow that will outright the devil for the advantages of stock, and cheese his father, then gall him in a bargain. He is a great stickler for trade and hates everything that wears a sword. That's trade love.
He's a great admirer of the Dutch management and swears they understand trade better than any nation under the sun.
The third one is an old beau that has many in his hands and wrists. But December in his face and his heels, he admires nothing but new fashion, and those must be French. Loves operas, balls, masquerades, and is always the most tawdry of the whole company on a birthday. He's most loved.
These are pretty opposite to one another, truly. And the 4th, what is he, landlady?
A very rigid Quaker of a diaphragm. I saw Mistress Lovely going not about 2 hours ago. Sir Philip set her down. What think you now, Colonel? Is not the fool to pity?
I, and rescued too, landlady.
In my opinion, that's impossible.
There is nothing impossible to a lover. What would not a man do for a fine woman and £30,000? Besides, my honor is at stake. She bade me win her and take her.
That's fair, Faith.
If it depended upon knight-errantry, I shall not doubt your studying to free the damsel. But to have avarice, impertinence, hypocrisy, and pride, and wants to deal with requires more cunning than attends a man of honor.
My fancy tells me I shall come off with glory. I resolve to try. Do you know all the guardians, Mistress Sackbut?
Very well, sir. They all use my house.
And will you assist me, if occasion be?
In everything I can, Colonel.
I'll answer for her, and whatever I can, you may depend on. I know Mr. Periwinkle and Mr. Treadwell. The latter is a very great opinion of my Mr. Brother.
You may be of service to me, Freeman.
If I can, command me, Colonel.
Is it not possible to find a suit of clothes ready-made at some of these sale shops, fit to rig out a beau? Think you, Mistress Sackbut?
Oh, hang the shops, but I can fit you with a suit of clothes. They were pawned to me by a French count, who had been stripped at play and wanted money to carry him home. I promised to send for them, but I haven't heard from him.
He's not fed upon frogs, not to recover his loss.
Well, those clothes will do, Mistress Sackbut. First I'll attack my beau guardian. Where lives he?
Oh, you'll find him at the pub at 11 every day. At least, I never passed out that hour without seeing him there. But what do you intend?
To address him in his own way, and find what he designs to do with the lady.
And what then?
Nay, that I can't tell, but I shall take my measures accordingly.
Well, it is a mad undertaking in my mind, but here's your success, Colonel.
Bold was the man who ventured first to sea, but the first venturing lovers bolder were. The path of love's a dark and dangerous way. He that runs the risk deserves the fare.
Okay, it's coming along, guys. The Baroque style is exaggerated, presentation, all you have to keep that up. And learn your lines, please. You're still glued to your scripts, but please in one week. Just look up once in a while, okay? Okay, let's move on.
All right, scene 2, let's change it to Prince's house. Can we get Mrs. Lovely and the main lady on stage, please? Places, everyone.
Must I be condemned all my life to the preposterous humors of other people? Oh, I could tear my flesh and curse the hour I was born. Is it not monstrously ridiculous that they should desire to impose their quaking dress upon me?
I'd resolve against it, madam. I'd see your name before I'd put on that pinched cap again.
Then I must never expect one moment's ease. What can I do?
What can you not do, if but put your mind to it? Marry, madam.
What? And have my fortune go to build churches and hospitals?
Why, let it go. If the colonel loves you, as he pretends, he'll marry you without a fortune. Madam, and I assure you, a colonel's lady is no despicable thing. A colonel's post will maintain you like a gentlewoman, madam.
So you'd advise me to give up my own fortune and throw myself upon the colonel's?
I'd advise you to make yourself comfortable, madam.
That is not the way, I'm sure. No, no, girl. There are certain ingredients to be mingled with matrimony, without which I may as well change for the worse as for the better. When the woman has fortune enough to make the man happy, if he has either honor or good manners, he'll make her comfortable. Love makes but a slovenly figure where poverty keeps the door.
And so you resolve to die a maid, do you, madam?
Or have it in my power to make the man I love master of my fortune.
Then you don't like the colonel so well as I thought you did, madam, or you would not come to such a resolution.
It is because I do like him, Betty, that I take such a resolution.
Why do you expect, madam, the colonel can work miracles? Is it possible for him to marry you with the consent of all your guardians?
Or he must not marry me at all, and so I told him, and he did not seem displeased with the news. He promised to set me free, and I, on that condition, promised to make him master of that freedom.
No, stop. Everybody stop.
Oh, no, here we go again.
What is this? What are we doing? Mr. Slugger, you're furious with your situation. How mildly annoying. And Betty, you're supposed to be scheming with her. Not reading your lines like you're ordering a double-double from Tim Hortons.
I think we're double right now.
This is a bold stroke for a wife, people. It's sharp. It's witty. It's one of the first feminist plays.
Feminist? Are you kidding me? This play is about a woman being controlled by her guardians and then handed off to a man. Sounds super empowering.
That's why we're doing it, to reclaim it. This play critiques the ridiculousness of the patriarchy.
Or it just reinforces it. Oh no, poor Mrs. Lovely. But don't worry, here comes a man to save her.
But isn't Colonel Fainwell, like, super clever? He's got all these disguises and tricks. It's kind of like he's in a superhero movie, but you know, with wigs!
Oh yeah, because nothing screams empowerment like dressing up like a Quaker.
Actually, Sophie, the disguises are a subversion of power structures. Colonel Fainwell uses the very systems of control against themselves to win over the guardians.
And Mrs. Lovely, what? She just sits there waiting for a man to move in?
She doesn't just sit there. She has standards. She refuses to settle for less than she deserves.
Wow, what a queen.
Exactly. She is a queen. And that's why this play is so relevant.
Relevant. This play is so old, I'm surprised the script isn't written on parchment.
But it's funny. It's witty. It's got drama.
It's boring. All right, calm down, guys. Maybe we get it. You know, like modernize it.
Absolutely not. You don't modernize a classic. You honor it.
Or we could just, I don't know, pick a better play.
A better play? There is no better play. This play is a sharp satire. It's perfect.
It's a museum piece.
Okay, I think it depends how we approach it. If we focus on the critique of societal constraints, we can draw a parallel with modern issues. For example, in that first scene, they bring up gender issues, such as if Lovely's father had a son, he would make him a castrati, so he couldn't have children, and if...
Oh, great, another lecture.
I'm with Brian on this one. Why can't we just do something written in this century? Maybe something where the women aren't just bargaining chips?
No, we're doing A Bold Stroke for a Wife by Susanna Centlivre, an obscure but prolific playwright. End of discussion.
But wait, what if we had a subplot where Mistress Lovely opens into Morton's? She can serve coffee while she fights the patriarchy!
Maybe you're my hero.
Oh. Okay, everyone take 5. And when we come back, I want more energy, I want passion, I want bold strokes.
You also want a double level.
I do.
Alright, moving on to Act 2, Scene 1, Run Out of the Park. We get the woman circle and Colonel on stage, please. Places, everyone.
Hey, who comes yonder? He cuts a mighty figure.
A stranger. He, by his equipage keeping so close at his heels, he has the appearance of a man of quality, positively French, by his dancing here.
He crosses a bit as if he meant to sit down here.
He has a mind to make love to thee, child.
It will be to no purpose if he does.
Are you resolved to be cruel, then?
You must be very cruel, indeed, if you can deny anything to so fine a gentleman, madame.
Oh. I never mind the outside of a man.
And I'm afraid thou art no judge of the inside.
I am positively of your mind, sir, for creatures of her function seldom penetrate beyond the pockets.
And creatures of your composition have indeed generally more in their pockets than in their heads.
Pray, sir, what says your watch? Mine is down.
I want 36 minutes of 12, sir.
May I presume, sir?
Sir, you honor me.
He speaks good English, though he must be a foreigner. This snuff is extremely good, and the box prodigiously fine. The work is French, I presume, sir.
I bought it in Paris, sir. I think the workmanship pretty neat.
It is exquisitely fine, sir. Pray, sir, if I may take the liberty of inquiring, what country is so happy to claim the birth of the finest gentleman in the universe? France, I presume?
Then you don't think me an Englishman?
No, upon my soul I do not.
I am sorry for it.
Impossible you should wish to be an Englishman. Pardon me, sir. This iron could not produce person of such a likeness?
As this mirror shows you, sir.
Costco! I'm sick to hear them praise one another. One seldom get anything by such animals. Not even a dinner, unless one can dine upon soup and celery.
My name is Sir Philip Modlove.
Of French extraction,
My father was French.
one may plainly perceive it. There is a certain gaiety peculiar to my nation, for I will own myself a Frenchman. Which distinguishes us everywhere. Dress and pleasure are objects proper for the soul of a fine gentleman.
And love.
Oh, that's included under the article of pleasure.
Parbleu, il est un homme de l'esprit. I must embrace you. Your sentiments are so agreeable to mine that we appear to have but one soul, as our ideas and conception are the same.
I should be sorry for that. You do me too much honor, Sir Philippe. My name is La Fainwell, sir, at your service.
I was sure you was French the moment I laid my eyes upon you. I could not come into the supposition of your being an Englishman. This island produces few such ornaments.
Pardon me, Sir Philippe. This island has two things superior to all nations under the sun.
Aye? What are they?
The ladies and the laws.
The law indeed do claim a preference over the nation. But by my soul, there are fine women everywhere. I must own, I have felt their power in all countries.
There are some beauties, I confess, en France, Italy, Germany, nay, even in Holland. Elles sont bien rare. But les belles anglaises, oh, Sir Philippe, where we find such women?
Parbleu, vous êtes attrapé.
No, je vous assure, chevalier, but I declare, there is no amusement so agreeable to my gout.
That would be goo.
But I declare, there is no amusement so agreeable to my girl as a conversation of a fine woman.
My own taste, positivement.
Are you married, Sir Philippe?
No, nor do I believe I ever shall enter into that honorable state. I have an absolutely tender for the whole sex. A wife is a very good dish for English stomach, but roast feeding for nicer palates.
I find I was very much mistaken. I imagine you had been married to that young lady, which I saw with you in the chariot this morning.
Who? Nancy Lovely? I am a piece of a guardian to that lady. You must know, her father joined me with 3 of the most preposterous old fellows. For that, upon my soul, I'm in pain for that little girl.
That's pity, Sir Philippe. If the lady would give me leave, I would endeavor to avert that curse.
As to the lady, she'd gladly be rid of us at any rate, I believe. But here's the mischief. He who marries Mistress Lovely must have the consent of us all 4, or not a penny of her portion. For my part, I shall never approve of any but a man of figure, and the rest are not only adverse to cleanliness, but have each a particular taste to gratify. For my part, I declare I would prefer you to all men I ever saw.
And I am to all women.
I assure you, Mr. Fainwell, I am for marrying her off, for I hate the trouble of a guardian, especially among such wretches. But resolve never to agree to the choice of any one of them. And I fancy they'll be even with me, for they never came into any proposal of mine yet.
I wish I had your leave to try them, Sir Philippe.
With all my soul, sir, I can refuse a person of your appearance nothing. But do you really like matrimony?
I believe I can with that lady. I wish you'd give me your consent to marry Mistress Lovely under your hand.
I'll do it. I'll do it if you step into St. James Coffee House, where we may have pen and ink. Though I can't foresee what advantage my consent will be to you. Without you could find a way to get the rest of the guardians. But I'll introduce you, however. She is now a Quakeress, where I carried her this morning.
Go, get out of here, shoot. What is this?
A work in progress.
No, Riley, this is not done.
I'm aware.
Plays in 1 week. The set should be done.
But I mean, it already looks kind of amazing.
Well, actually, if you consider the principles of Baroque set design, Raleigh is using a vanishing point to create four-step. Theatrical scenery in the 18th century relies on a single-point perspective to make shallow stages appear grander. The eye is naturally drawn to the focal point, which, in this case, no, and if you look at the way she's layering the architecture, it's almost like Aladdin from play. See how the lines converge towards an invisible horizon? That's why it always feels immersive, even though it's clearly not finished.
See, he gets it.
I don't care if it's a masterpiece worthy of an Italian opera house. I just need it to be done. We don't have time for your artistic processes.
Art takes time. I paint with my mind, not with my hands.
Michelangelo.
I paint what I see, not what others want to see. And the true work of art is but a shadow of the divine perfection.
Michelangelo.
And genius is eternal patience.
Michelangelo.
Peter Riley, we cut corners and pretend it was intentional.
I'll have it done.
Oh, you'll have it done. By when? The Enlightenment?
I got it. Wrong period. 100 years too late. I'll have it done by next Tuesday.
Oh.
So like exactly when she said she did.
Come on, what is this lighting?
Cassie, I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that our entire lighting system is much less than out into IKEA's desk lamps.
No, the mood is all wrong. Do people even know how lighting worked in the Baroque era?
Candlelight?
Candlelight, yes. It was all about warmth and contrast. The shadows were intentional. The light was romantic.
Right now, it's like we're doing dentist's office meets historical reenactment.
Well, I can adjust the dimmer.
Make it brooding, make it mysterious, make it feel like a Rembrandt painting came to life.
Alright. Moving on to Act 2, Scene 2, A White Curtain's House. Can we please get Mrs. Lovely and Mrs. Cohen on stage? Places, please.
Then thou will not obey me, and dost thou really think those fellows to come with thee?
I do, indeed.
Well, I will be judged by all sober people, if thou thinkst thou dress looks more modest than mine, and
More like a hypocrite, you mean, Mistress Prim.
and that wicked Philip Beauclerc will undo thee. Satan so fills thy heart with pride during these 3 months of his guardianship, that thou becomest a stumbling block to the upright.
Pray, who are they? Are the pinched cap and formal hood the emblems of sanctity? Does your virtue consist in your dress, Mistress Prim?
When it doth not consist in cut hair, spotted face, and bare necks. Oh, the wickedness of this generation. The primitive women knew not the abomination of hooped petticoats.
No, nor the abomination of cant neither. Don't tell me, Mistress Prim, don't. I know you have as much pride, vanity, self-conceit, and ambition amongst you, couched under that formal habit and sanctified countenance, as the proudest of us all. But the world begins to see your prudery.
Prudery? What? And do they invent new words as well as new fashions? Ah, poor fantastic age. I pity thee. Poor deluded Anne. Which dost thou think most resembleth the saint? And which the sinner? Thy dress or mine? Thy naked bosom encourageth the frailty of human nature, allureth the eye of the bystander, and corrupteth the soul with evil longings.
not stripped of thy vanity yet, Anne? Why dost thou make her put it off, Sarah?
She will not do it.
Verily, thy naked breasts troubleth my outward man. I pray thee, hide them, and put on a handkerchief, Anne Lovely.
I hate handkerchiefs, which is not cold weather, Master Prim.
I have seen thee wear a handkerchief and a mask to boot in the middle of July.
Aye, to keep the sun from scorching me.
Well, if thou couldst not bear the sunbeams, then how dost thou think man should bear thy beams? Those breasts inflame with desire. Let them be hid, I say.
Let me be quiet, I say. Must I be tormented thus forever? Sure no woman's condition ever equaled mine. Foppery, folly, avarice, and hypocrisy are by turns my constant companions, and I must vary shapes as often as a player. I cannot think my father meant this tyranny. No, you usurp an authority which he never intended you should take.
Hark thee, dost thou call good counsel tyranny? Do I, or my wife, tyrannize when we desire thee in all thy love to put off thy tempting attire and veil thy provokers to sin?
Oh, deliver me, good heaven, or I shall go distracted.
So, now thy feathers are tossed and thy breast pulled up. Verily, never seen enough before. Fie upon the filthy tailor who made them stays.
I wish I were in my grave. Kill me rather than treat me thus.
Kill thee? Ha ha! Thou art acting in some lewd play. For sure. Kill thee. Art thou prepared for death, Anne Lovely? No, no. Thou wouldst rather have a husband, Anne. Thou wantest a gilt coach with 6 lazy fellows behind to flaunt it in the ring of vanity among the princes and rulers of the land who pamper themselves with the fatness thereof. But I will take care that none shall squander away thy father's estate. Thou shalt marry none such, Anne.
Would you marry me to your uncanting sect?
Yea, verily. In fact, none shall ever get my consent. I do assure thee, Anne.
And I do assure thee, Obadiah, that I will soon turn papist and die in a convent.
Oh, wickedness!
Oh, stupidity!
Blindness of art.
Thou, thine are the words. Don't provoke me, lest I betray your sanctity and leave your wife to judge of your purity. What were the emotions of your spirit when you squeezed Mary last night in the pantry? But she told you you bust so filthily. Ah, you had no aversion to naked bosoms when you begged her to show you a little bit of her delicious body. Don't you remember those words, Master Brooke? Why, what did she say?
Thou talkest unintelligibly, Sarah. Which way did she hear this? This should not have reached the ears of the wicked ones. This troubleth me.
How dost thou do, friend Prim? Not so. Why is she friend here too? What? Are you a commenting Mistress Nancy, reading her a lecture about the pinched coif, warn't we?
I assure you that it is better than any lecture that you have shown her. My flesh rises so that these wicked ones should be removed from my sight immediately. Prudence adviseth me to leave, and so that is what I must do.
Oh, that I could find the means to speak to her. How charming she appears. I wish I could get this letter into her hand.
Well, Miss Cocky, I hope thou hast got the better of them.
The difficulties of my life are not to be surmounted, Sir Philip. I hate the impertinence of him as much as the stupidity of the other.
Verily, Philip, that will spoil this maiden.
I find we still differ in opinion, but we may none of us spoil her. Prithee, prim, let us consent to marry her. I have sent for our brother guardians to meet me here about that very thing. Madam, will you give me leave to recommend a husband to you? Here is a gentleman which in my mind you can have no objection to.
Heaven deliver me from the foreman, the fantastic fool.
A fine woman, a fine house, and fine equipage are the finest things in the universe. And if I am so lucky to have you, madam, I shall become the envy of all mankind, as much as you outshine your old sex.
I have no intention to appear conspicuously ridiculous, sir.
So far the hopes have failed well.
Have been well, 'tis he. What have I done? Prim has the letter and all will be discovered.
Friend, I know not thy name, so cannot hold thee by it. But thou seest thy letter is unwelcome to the maiden. She will not read it.
Nor shall you. I'll tear this letter into 1,000 pieces and scatter it, as I will the hopes of all those and any that you shall recommend to me.
Ah, right woman, faith!
Excellent woman.
Friend, thy God favoreth too much the vanity of the age for my approbation. Nothing that resembleth Philip Modlove shall I love mock that. Friend Philip, bring no more of thy apes under my roof.
I am so entirely a stranger to the monsters of thy breed that I shall bring none of us, I am sure.
I am likely to have a pretty task by that time I've gone through them all. But she's a city worth taking, and egad I'll carry on the siege. If I can but blow up the outworks, I fancy I'm pretty secure of the town.
Okay, but Anne Lovely is so gay.
Oh my God, finally someone said it.
I mean, she does spend the whole play resisting marriage.
And she hates every single man her guardians brought her.
She literally says, I shall never marry men of your choosing, babe.
Hey, she does agree to marry the Colonel, right?
Yeah, because she finally gets to choose. And who does she choose? A man who spends the entire play in disguises, changing identities, and performing masculinity like it's drag.
Wait, that is kind of queer.
Oh yeah, Fainwell is like one bad day away from joining the Navy or a Disney cruise.
So you're saying that Mistress Lovely is attracted to him because...
Because she senses the ambiguity.
Okay, but imagine this. Mistress Lovely takes one look at Fainwell and thinks, in disguise, and thinks, that's the one.
Man, Lovey's like Betty or Bub. I'll do what I can get.
So what, you want me to read the play that Mistress Lovely and her maid run away together?
I'm just saying it would make way more sense if her and Betty sailed off to France and opened a tailor shop than if she married some dude who spent half the play pretending to be a Quaker.
Okay, and even if they do get married, you know she's getting drinks with Betty every weekend. And history will call them roommates.
And Mrs. Pym will see them together and go, oh, how lovely, such dear companions.
Oh yeah, his circle gaydar was not strong.
Okay, fine, you win. Make Mrs. Lovely just a little gay, and subtly.
Oh, don't worry, I'm going full subtext.
Okay, take from the top, and this time channel that for getting here. Wait, what a minute, wait, what is that? What's in your hand?
More.
What is that? What were you eating?
Nothing.
Frosty cream donut?
That was so great!
You were in full period costume!
So maybe Mrs. Lovely's stressy. You ever think about that?
That's probably the most realistic thing about her.
Look, we have one set of costumes, and I'm not spending my weekend for breezing icing out silk.
I mean, I don't see how this is worse than 18th century people just sweating in their clothes for weeks.
Oh yeah, the absolute truth is that people in the Baroque era only bath like twice a year, and don't forget the wigs, they're powdered full of lice, and sometimes caught on fire because of the candlelights.
Okay. So what you're saying is that me eating a donut in costume is historically accurate because it adds another layer of suffering.
Oh my God.
And here we are complaining about polyblend fabric when real Baroque actors were sweating through brocade and silk every single night.
I heard that they just sew themselves in and out of their costumes because it was too much of a hassle.
Okay, but I'd rather be sewed into my costume than have to wear those hideous tights that Nick has to wear.
I hate you all!
Theater budget. Alright, take it from Bainwell, meaning the other two guardians. Let's keep the passionate, passive aggressiveness.
All right, Act 2, Scene 2. Let's take it from Enter Periwinkle and Trade Love, please. Places, everyone.
These are my brother guardians, Mr. Finwell. Prithee, observe the creatures.
Well, Sir Philip, I obey your summons.
Pray, what do you have to offer the good, Miss Lovely Sir Philip?
First, I desire to know what you intend to do with that lady. Must she leave to be an old maid and then enter amongst your curiosities and shown for a monster, Mr. Periwinkle?
Curiosities. That must be the virtuoso.
Why? What would you do with her?
I would recommend this gentleman to her for a husband, sir. A person who I have picked from the whole race of mankind.
I would advise thee to shuffle him again with the rest of mankind, for I like him not.
Pray, sir, without offense to your formality, what may be your objections?
Thy person, thy manners, thy dress, thy acquaintance, thy everything, friend.
You are most particularly obliging, friend.
What business do you follow, pray, sir?
By that question, you must be the broker. Business, sir. It's the business of a gentleman.
That is much to say you dress fine, you feed high, lie with every woman you like, and pay your surgeon's bills better than your tailors or your butchers?
The court is much obliged to you for your character of a gentleman.
The court, sir? What would the court do without its citizens?
Without your wives and daughter, you mean, Mr. Tradelove?
Have you ever traveled, sir?
That question must not be answered now. In books I have, sir.
In books? That's fine traveling indeed. Sir Philip, when you present a person I like, you shall have my consent to marry Miss Lovely. Till then, you'll serve it.
I'll make you like me before I've done with you. Or I am mistaken.
And when you can convince me that a bow is more useful to my country than a merchant, you shall have mine. Till then, excuse me.
So much for trade. How fit you do?
In my opinion, this is very inhumane treatment as to the lady, Mr. Prince.
Thy opinion and mine happens to differ about as much as our occupations, friend. Business requireth my presence, and folly thine. And so I must bid thee a farewell.
Here's breeding for you, Mr. Fainwell. Gad, take me. I'll give half my estate to see these rascals bit.
I hope to bite you all, if my plot hits.
Okay, not bad. Let's push on to Sackbud, Bainwell, and Periwinkle in the tavern.
So, was that good?
Yes, moving on.
No, but was it?
It was fine.
And should I be more menacing or fun menacing?
Moving on.
Yeah, but what I'm really
Moving on!
All right, Ivory, places Mrs. Sackbud and the Colonel, please. I said places Mrs. Sackbud and the Colonel, please.
Lucky beginning, Colonel, you have gotten to all those consents.
Aye, he's a reasonable creature, but the other three will require some pains. Shall I pass upon him, think you? Egad, in my mind, I look as antique as if I had been preserved in the ark.
Pass upon him if you have but assurance enough.
I have no apprehension from that quarter. Assurance is the cockade of a soldier.
Sir, I honor a traveler of your inquiring disposition. The oddness of your habit pleases me. It's antique. For that I like it.
As very antique, sir. This abbot once belonged to the famous Claudius Ptolemaeus, who lived in the year 135.
If he moves himself to the South Pole, he shall lie with the devil for the beanstalk and bear and bend at every straw.
135? Well, that's prodigious now. Well, certainly it's the finest thing in the world to be a traveler.
For my part, I value none of the modern fig leaf fashions of the fig leaf.
No more do I, sir. I'd rather be a jest of a fool than his favorite. I'm laughed at for my singularity. This coat, you must know, was formerly worn by the ingenious and very learned person, John Trenchant.
John Trenchant? Let me embrace you, sir. John Trenchant was my uncle by mother's side, and I thank you for the honor you do his memory. He was a very curious man indeed.
Your uncle, sir, no, just your refined taste is so refined. Why, you have it in your blood. My humble service is to you and to the immortal memory of John Tracy, never to be forgotten. A person of your curiosity must have collected many rarities.
I have some, sir, and here is the wonder of the world. This girdle has carried me all the world over, and whenever I am girded with this, I am invisible. And by turning this little screw, can be in the court of the great noble, the grand seigneur, and King George, in as little time as your kid can poach an egg.
You must pardon me, sir, I can't believe it.
If my landlady pleases, she shall try the experiment immediately.
I thank you kindly, sir, but I have no inclination to ride close to the devil.
No, you shan't stir a foot. I'll only make you invisible.
What if you could not make me visible again?
Well, come try it upon me, sir. I'm not afraid of the devil nor all his tricks. But I stand a moment.
There, sir. Put it on. Come, landlady. You and I must face these. Is it on,
Yeah,
sir?
Tis on.
Heaven protect me! Where is he?
Why, here, just where I was.
Where? In the name of virtue! Oh, poor my son Perry could get a book to it. You have that, sir. And let him be seen again, or I shall have you burned for a wizard.
Have patience, good landlady.
But really, don't you see me now?
No more than I see my grandmother that died 40 years ago.
Are you sure you don't lie? Methinks I understand what I did before.
I wish I could see you again.
Take off the girdle, sir.
Oh, sir, I'm glad to see you with all my heart.
This is very odd. Certainly there's some trick in it.
By the advice of a learned physiognomist in Grand Cairo, who consulted the lines in my face, I returned to England, where he told me I should find a rarity in the keeping of 4 men, which I was born to possess for the benefit of mankind. And the first of the 4 that gave me his consent, I should present him with this girdle. Till I have found him, I shall not part with the girdle.
What can that rarity be? Did he not keep naming to you?
Yes, sir. He called it a chaste, beautiful, unaffected woman.
Pray, sir, what's the world to benefit from this lady?
Why, sir, she is to bear me a son, who shall restore the art of embalming and old Roman manner of burying their dead. And, for the benefit of posterity, he is to discover the longitude so long sought for in vain.
Odd. These are very valuable things. Egad, if I could get that girdle, I could see the whole world in 24 hours. Oh my. Well, certainly, you could give that girdle to the first guardian that shall give you the consent to marry the lady, say you, sir?
I am so ordered. When I can find them.
I fancy I know the very woman. Her name is Anne.
Excellent! He said indeed, and the first letter of her name was L.
Did he really? Well, I was prodigiously amazed that a person in Grand Cairo should know anything of my ward.
Your ward?
To be plain with you, sir, I'm one of the 4 guardians.
Are you indeed, sir? I am transported to find the man who is to possess this Morris Mosfonen is a man of so curious a taste. Here is a writing drawn by that famous Egyptian, which, if you will please decide, you must face turn full north, and the capital is yours.
Which way is north? Well, if I live till this boy is born, I'll be embalmed to the Royal Society when I die.
That you shall most certainly.
Okay, pause. Let's just process what happened here.
Oh God, this is going to be a big one.
First, we have a man claiming to be an Egyptian with a Scottish accent. And he wins over Periwinkle by flashing a ballot.
Invisibility girdle?
Sure, because that's the part that needed clarification.
Well, actually...
Nate, I swear, if you will actually me one more time, I'll personally yeet you into the orchestra pit.
To be fair, this play is insane. This man has convinced a grown adult to hand over a woman's entire future because he handed him a bill and said, "Bless me, girl."
But isn't it kind of beautiful, you know? The magic of storytelling, the power of theater.
Jamie?
I heard it.
Guys, the show is in 1 week, and this is what we're working with? A half-finished set, 3 working lights, and a plot so full of scams even the CRA would be impressed.
Wait a minute. Did we just admit a revelation? Is Cass admitting this play might be ridiculous?
No,
Are we
do
breaking
not
down?
start. Breaking down. I am holding this together. Okay, fine, it's ridiculous. I mean, the plot is nonsense, the disguises are absurd, and at this point, honestly, I don't even care if Riley finishes the set.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna finish it anyways.
Exactly. But you know what? We will open this show, and it's going to be the most over-the-top, unhinged production the school has ever seen.
So, we don't fix it?
No, we make it worse.
Oh my God, I've never been more in.
So wait, are you saying that?
Full set, lean in. If this play wants to be a ridiculous 18th century heist of Quakers and visibility belt and French disguises, then we go big, we go bold. We commit so hard that no one questions anything.
Oh, I will absolutely regret this.
All right, people, we go all out. And if anyone asks why we're doing it this way,
We say it's historically accurate!
to cut or not to cut, that is the question. Whether it is nobler in theater to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous dialogue, or take scissors to this meandering act, and by cutting, and shall we endure trade love's financial soliloquy? This endless drone of stocks and merchants' pride, when our audience yearns for wit and passion? Nay, they came not for economic discourse, but for Fainwell's bold strokes and clever disguises. A Baroque, 20 minutes of financial strategy, a Baroque-era Wolf of Wall Street lecture, trapped in verse and corsets? No, just no, I can't do it. We've seen the trick Fainwell puts on another disguise, and still these guardians do not catch on. It's thus a play, more historical sitcom, with less self-awareness and more padding than these skirts. Act 4, cut! We're moving on to Act 5.
All right, Act 5, Princess. Can I please have Mrs. Lovely, Mrs. Prim, Periwinkle, Train Love, Full Love, the servants, Odi Prim, and Simon here to the stage, please. Places, everyone!
Was there ever such a swarm of caterpillars to blast the hopes of a woman? Know this, that you contend in vain. I'll have no husband of your choosing, nor shall you lord it over me long. I'll try the power of an English Senate. Orphans have been redressed, and wills set aside, and none did ever deserve their pity more. Oh, Fainwell, where are thy promises to free me from these vermin? Alas, the task was more difficult than he imagined. A harder task than what the poets tell. Of yore the fair Andromeda befell. She but one monster fear, I afford to fear, and see no Perseus, no deliverer near.
Master, one son impure inquireth for thee.
The woman is mad.
So are you all, in my opinion.
Friend, trade, love, business requireth my presence.
Oh, I shan't trouble you. However, I have kept my word and will introduce him fatherly.
Friend pure, thou art welcome. How is it with friend Oldfast and all friends in Bristol? Timothy, Little Wit, John Slenderbrain, and Christopher Keep Faith.
A goodly company. They're ordinary. I beg thee for them.
Friend Holdfast writes me word that thou camest lately from Pennsylvania. How do all friends there?
What the devil shall I say? I know as much of Pennsylvania as I do of Bristol.
Do they thrive?
Yea, friends. The blessing of their good works fall upon them.
Sarah! 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 No, our friend pure.
Ah, thou art welcome.
Here is the sum of all my wishes. How charming she appears, even in that disguise.
Why dost thou consider the maiden so intentively?
I will tell thee. About 4 days ago, I saw a vision. This very maiden, but in vain attire, standing on a precipice, and heard a voice which called me by name and bade me put forth my hand and save her from the pit. I did so, and methought the damsel proved to my side.
Why, what can that portend?
The damsel's conversion. I am persuaded.
That's false, I'm sure.
Wilt thou use the means, friend pure?
Means? What means? Is she not thy daughter, and already one of the faithful?
No, she's one of the ungodly.
Pray thee mind what this good man will say unto thee. He will teach you the way that thou shouldest walk, Anne.
I know my way without his instructions. I hope to have been quiet when once I put on your odious formality here.
Then thou wert out of compulsion, not choice, friend.
Thou art in the right of it, friend.
Art thou not ashamed to marry the good man? Thou art a stubborn girl.
Mind her not, she hurteth not me. If thou wilt leave her alone with me, I will discuss some few points that may, perchance, soften her stubbornness and melt her into compliance.
Content. I pray thee, put it home to the man. Come, Sarah. Let us leave the good man alone with her.
What do you mean? Leave me with this old, enthusiastical canter. Don't think because I complied with your formality to impose your ridiculous doctrine upon me.
I pray thee, young woman, moderate thy passion.
I pray thee, walk after thy leader. You will but lose your labor upon me. These wretches will certainly make me mad.
I am of another opinion. The spirit telleth me that I shall convert thee, and
'tis a lying spirit. Don't believe it.
sayest thou so? Why then thou shalt convert me, my angel. Hush, for heaven's sake. Dost thou know me? I am Fainwell. My charming, lovely woman.
What means thou by this disguise, Bainwell?
To set thee free, if thou wilt perform thy promise.
Make me mistress of my fortune, and make thy own conditions.
This night will answer all thy wishes. See here, I have the consent of 3 of thy guardians, and doubt not, but Prim shall make the 4th. We are observant. Seem edified, and give them hopes that thou wilt turn Quaker, and leave the rest to me. I am glad to find that thou art touched with what I said unto thee, and another time I will explain the other article to thee. In the meanwhile, be dutiful to our friend Prim.
I shall obey thee in everything.
Oh, what a prodigious change is here. Thou hast wrought a miracle, friend! And how dost thou like the doctrine he hath preached?
So well that I could talk to him forever, methinks. I am ashamed of my former folly, and ask for your pardon, Master Prim.
Enough! Not that thou art sorry. He is no hope, and
Verily, thou dost rejoice me exceedingly, friend. Will it please thee to walk into the next room and refresh thyself?
we will follow thee.
Master, there is another Simon Pure inquiring for you.
The devil there is.
Another Simon Pure? I do not know him. Is he any relation of thine?
No, friend, I know him not. Pox take him. I wish he were in Pennsylvania again, with all my blood.
What shall I do?
Bring him up.
Then one of us must go down, that's certain.
What is thy will with me, friend?
Didst thou not receive a letter from Amenadad Holdfast of Bristol concerning one Simon Pure?
Yea, and Simon Pure is already here, friend.
And Simon Pure will stay here, friend, if possible.
That's an untruth, for I need.
Take thou heed, friend. What thou dost say, I do affirm that I am Simon Pure.
Thy name may be pure, friend, but not that pure.
Yea, that pure which my good friend Aminadab Holdfast wrote to my friend Prim about. The same Simon Pure that came from Pennsylvania and sojourned in Bristol 11 days. Thou wouldst not take my name from me, wouldst thou? Till I have done with it.
Thy name? I am astonished.
At what? At thy own assurance?
Avaunt, Satan, approach me not. I defy thee in all thy works.
Oh, Hilaire Cantum, undone, undone forever.
Hark thee, friend, thy sham will not take. Don't exert thy voice. Thou art too well acquainted with Satan to start at him. Thou wicked reprobate, what can thy design be here?
One of these must be a counterfeit, but which I cannot tell.
What can that letter be?
Thou must be the devil, friend, that's certain, for no human power can stop so great a falsehood.
This letter saith that thou art better acquainted with the Prince of Darkness than any here. Read that, I pray, Simon Pure.
'Tis Freeman's hand. There is a design formed to rob your house this night and cut your throat. And for that purpose, there is a man disguised like a Quaker who is to pass for one Simon Pure. Make right use of this. Adieu.
Dost thou hear this?
Yea, I do. It moveth me not. That doubtless is the impostor.
Ah! Thou wicked one! Now I consider thy face. I remember thou didst come up in the leather convenience with me. Thou hadst a black bob wig on and a brown camlet coat with brass buttons. Canst thou deny it? Huh?
Yea, I can, and with safe conscience too, friend.
Verily, friend, thou art the most impudent villain I ever saw.
Nay then, I'll have a fling at him too. I remember the face of this fellow at Bath. Aye, it was he that picked my Lady Raffles' pocket upon the grove. Don't you remember that the mob pumped you, friend? This is the most notorious rogue
find me willfully friend.
She will do thee no hurt. Nor thou shalt do me none. Therefore, forget about thy business here, friend, and leave thy wicked course of life, or thou mayst not come off so favourably everywhere.
Go, friend. I would advise thee, and tempt thy fate no more.
Yea, I will go, but it should be to thy confusion. I shall clear myself. I will return with some proofs that shall convince thee, Obadiah, that thou art highly imposed upon.
And here will be no staying for me, that's certain. What the devil shall I do?
What monstrous works of iniquity are there here in this world, Simon?
Yea, the age is full of vice. Sir Death, I'm so confounded. I know not what to say.
Thou art disordered, friend. Art thou not well?
My spirit is greatly troubled, and something telleth me that though I have wrought a good work in converting this maiden, this tender maiden, yet my labor would be for in vain, for the evil spirit fighteth against her, and I see, yea, I see with the eyes of my inward man, that Satan will rebuffet her again whenever I withdraw myself from her. And she will, yea, this very damsel will return to that abomination from whence I have retrieved her, as if it were, yea, as if it were to the jaws of a fiend. Oh!
Good lad! Thinkest thou so?
I must second him. What meaneth this struggling within me? I feel the spirit resisting the vanities of this world, but the flesh is rebellious. Yea, the flesh. I greatly fear the flesh and the weakness thereof. How?
The maid is inspired.
Behold, her light begin to shine forth. Excellent woman.
This good man comfort unto me. Yea, comfort I say, because the words which he hath breathed into my outward ears are gone through and fixed in mine heart. Yea, verily in mine heart. And I feel the Spirit doth love him exceedingly. How?
She acts it to the life.
Prodigious! The damsel is filled with the Spirit. Sarah! Sarah! Sarah!
I am greatly rejoiced to see such a change in our beloved Anne.
My soul rejoiceth. Yea, it rejoiceth. I say to find the Spirit within thee. For lo, it moveth thee with natural agitation. Yea, with natural agitation. I say it again. It stirreth up the seeds of thy virgin inclination towards this good man. Yea, it stirreth. Yea, it stirreth verily. I say again, yea, it stirreth up my inclination. Yea, as one would stir up a pudding.
I see. The Spirit guiding of thy hand, good Obadiah Prim. And now behold, thou art signing thy consent. And I see myself within thy arms, my friend and brother. Yea, I am become bone of thy bone and flesh of thy flesh. How?
Oh, the Spirit hath greatly moved them both. Thou must consent, friend Prim.
Yes, yea, the light within showeth me that I shall fight a good fight and wrestle through those reprobate things, thy other guardians. Yea, I perceive the Spirit will hedge thee into the flock of the righteous. Yea, for thou art a chosen lamb. Yea, a chosen lamb. And I will not push thee back. No, I will not. I say, no, thou shalt leap. Thou shalt skimmer. Thou shalt friska. And thou shalt bound and bound and bound and bound, I say, and bound within the fold of the righteous, yea, even within thy fold, my brother. Fetch me pen and ink, Sarah. Fetch me pen and ink, Sarah. And, pen, no, parchment, here it is. Thank you, Sarah. And I will sign it. Oh, yes, sign it.
This is to certify all whom it may concern that I do freely give up all my right and title in Anne Lovely to Simon Pure, and my full consent that she shall become his wife according to the form of marriage. Witness my hand.
That is enough. Give me the pen, and I will sign it. There we have it. Here it is, Simon, and I wish thee happy with the maiden.
'Tis done, and now devil do thy worst.
How's that?
Sir, I only made bold with this gentleman's name, but here give it up safe and sound. It has done the business which I had occasion for, and now I intend to wear my own name, Fainwell, which shall be at his service upon the same occasion at any time.
I am struck dumb with thy impudence, Anne. Thou hast deceived me, and perhaps undone thyself. No.
Thou art assembling baggage, and stream below and get me up.
Mistress Nancy, how dost thou do, child?
Don't call me miss, friend Philip. My name is Anne, thou knowest.
What? Is the girl metamorphosed?
I wish thou wert so metamorphosed. Ah, Philip, thou throw off that gaudy attire and wear the clothes becoming of thy age.
My age? The girl is possessed!
No, thou art possessed, rather, friend.
Harkee, Miss Lovely, a word with you.
This maiden is my wife, thanks to friend Prim, and thou hast no business with her.
His wife?
It's a fine piece of it, Prim.
Married to a Quaker. Thou art a fine fellow to left guardian to an orphan, truly. There's a husband for a young lady.
When I have put on my beau clothes, Sir Philip, you'll like me better.
Thou wilt make a very scurvy beau, friend.
I believe I can prove it under your hand. You got me a very fine gentleman in the park today, about 36 minutes after 11. Will you take a pinch, Sir Philippe, out of the finest snuff box you ever saw?
I'm overjoyed, very fine am, if thou beest that gentleman. I own I did give my consent to the gentleman I brought here today. But if this is he, I can't be positive.
Canst thou not? Now I think thou art a fine fellow to be left guardian to an orphan. Thou shallow-brained shuttlecock. He may be a pickpocket for aught thou dost know.
You would have been two rare fellows to be entrusted with the sole management of our fortune. Would ye not, think ye? But Mr. Tradelove and myself shall take care of a portion.
I so we will. But the Dutch merchant decided to meet me here.
What? Is Mr. Tradelove impatient? Have you forgotten Jan van Tim Tam Tire Liar Letter van Fenway?
Home of Hawks is the name. You tricked me as well.
Tricked? Mr. Tradelove, did I not give you £2,000 fairly for your consent? And now do you tell a gentleman that he has tricked you?
So, you are a pretty guardian. Faith, sell your charge. What? Did you buy your stock?
I am glad thy knavery is found out. However, I confess, the maiden overreached me, and no sinister end at all.
One thing or another overreached you all. But till I shall take care of it, he shall never let a penny of her money. I warrant you, why, I might have overreached you if I had no more wit. I don't know, but this very fellow may be him that was directed from Grand Cairo today.
The very same, sir.
Oh, I'm sure.
What? The learned famous Mr. Periwinkle chows too. I shall die with laughing.
It had been well if her father had left her to wiser heads than thine and mine, friend.
Well, since you have outwitted us all, pray, what and who are you?
Sir, the gentleman is a fine gentleman. I am glad you have got a person, madam, who understands dress and good breeding. I was resolved she should have a husband of my choosing.
I am sorry the maiden has fallen into such hands.
A beau then, nay, she is finely helped up.
Why, those are great encouragers of trade, sir.
Look ye, gentlemen, I am the person who can give best account of myself. And I must beg Sir Philip's pardon when I tell him that I have as much aversion to what he calls dress and breeding as I do to the enemies of my religion. I have had the honor to serve His Majesty and headed a regiment of the bravest fellows to ever push bayonet into the throat of a Frenchman. And, notwithstanding the fortune this lady brings me, whenever my country needs my aid, this arm and sword are at her service. And now, my fair, if you'll but deign to smile, I'll meet a recompense for all my toil. Love and religion ne'er admit restraint. Force makes many a sinner, not one saint. Still free as air, the active mind does rove, and searches proper objects for its love. But that once fixed, 'tis past the power of art to chase the true ideas from the heart. 'Tis liberty of choice that sweetens life, makes the glad husband and the happy wife.
We're putting on a play, A Bold Stroke today, with me directing in my wild way. Riley's painting is set with historical grace. Taylor's in charge of this theatrical space. It's a Baroque adventure, can't you see? Fainwell's disguises are pure comedy. From Quaker to Frenchman, his identity is a game, while our modern cast sets the theater aflame.
Rhianna's rolling eyes, and Sophie's witty replies. Nate is dropping facts that make us all sigh. James' enthusiasm and Sackwood's wine will never run dry.
My patience is constantly tried.
Performativity, layers of art, Periwinkle, Freeman, and Tradelove were right from the start. Breaking fourth walls, the woman, the servant, and Summon Pure is a metatheatrical delight.
Song Labor's play is doing it right.